pink. Holy moly, I can't believe I just did that. Well, welcome to my channel. I just fired off the gun. Oh, that was so silly. I just set up the video recorder, and I was trying to, with my mouse, get the full screen. For some reason, and this is the only game that does this, I don't get the full screen when I go into video recording, and I shot the gun with my mouse. I use I'm on a PC, and I use the Xbox controller, and so I'm not accustomed to working the gun with the mouse, and I was trying to work the screen. Anyway, silly me. That's embarrassing. Very embarrassing. But, oh, well, welcome to the channel, and that's a good start anyway. Let's put this gun away for the time being. Let's get on our feet and get out of here. Well, I want to talk today about, playing this game a little less like an arcade game and a little bit more challenging. I'm definitely new. Very new to, only been out this for a couple weeks, but if we take a look at my profile. Why do I forget how to do this? Main menu? No. I don't want to go to main menu. I want to go to Codex. So yeah, go to Codex, I go to Hunter, and I go to Profile. You can see I'm at level 12. And I got about 18,000 in money, and I want to get the next rifle, which is about 33,000. I think it's the M7. It's part of the original package. It's not a DLC. However, this is at the end of January, and we just came through. I think this week, even as I talk, is Sweden discount week, because this game was made in Sweden, or is it Switzerland? Oh, silly me, I don't know. It's anyway, there's a special discount, and I picked up, I talked about some of those bundles, but I picked up a bundle and with Weapon Pack 1, Weapon Pack 2, and the night scope thing. I forgot what that was called. The Techno Pack or something. And it comes with a whole bunch of stuff, including Silver Peak and actually, I went ahead and got 4 different scenery packs. But I went and got the Master Bundle, because it was only like $13 for 4 scenery packs. I don't even remember what they all were. One's in Africa, one is Colorado, Silver Peak. Oh, I think I got, did I get New England? No, I'm not sure, but a couple other packs came with it. Plus, for 60% off, I went and picked out 3 more scenery maps and bought those too. So I spent like, $20 to get a whole ton of stuff. But anyway, I'm still, how many hours do I don't even know if I have 100 hours in the game yet. 75 hours or something. What did I have last time? I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm not that good of a shot either. It doesn't help that I just blasted one off. But I did make this game a little bit more challenging. I know most of the stuff I'm seeing on YouTube from other gamers, and what's very popular is going out there and getting every map and getting diamonds off of every map, and then even still get the rare and get the great ones. But at least everybody wants to go out and get a diamond for every species there is. And what I don't like about that is the whole thing is done in the arcade type of way. You know, it's a run and shoot type of game, and you're quick traveling from one end of the map to the other, and not really, you know, hunting in a sense. Very little hunting, a lot of shooting. I don't have my dog with me because I decided to go coyote hunting at 4 in the morning, and now it is almost 1:30. So I've been out and about without my dog all day. Hadn't got a coyote yet, but yeah. So I'm experiencing this game. I turned off a lot of the stuff. I turned off all of the track highlights and stuff. Although I still get some track information. If I happen upon the track, and if I do when I come upon, I'll show you. It will tell you that, you know, push X for more information. Like I said, I'm on a PC, but I'm using an Xbox controller, and I can push the key command, the X on the controller to get. I think it's E on the keyboard, but X on the controller to interface and get more information about the track, which I do. But I won't know there's a track with it magically, you know, popping out of the ground highlighted. Also, I got rid of the compass. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about bush crafting, because I was going to say bush crafting, but we don't, in this game, it's not a survival game like where you have to, you know, survive, you know, have enough food and manage your life and health, and you know, there's a little bit about, you know, getting running over by, or getting plowed down by a moose, or mauled by a bear, and you could get, I actually got killed 4 times, or at least injured 4 times, and I tell you what, a lot of these games I played Dead is Dead. On the Hunter COTW, I do not play Dead is Dead. It takes so much time and effort, at least it does for me, to get the skill points and the money you need to get the basic, you know, equipment that you want, that I'm not going to give that up. So I went ahead and respawned myself back in the cabin, and I'm learning not to, at least I hope I'm learning not to get mauled, run over by a moose or mauled by a bear, but it happens. I think it happens to the best of us. But anyway, I am now playing in no HUD. Now, the disadvantage of not having a HUD is you lose your compass, and you know, so you lose your direction. Most of you who are just using the map anyway don't need a compass, because you can see everything you want to see with your icon on the map telling you which way you're going. I play with some self-imposed limitations where, unless I'm at a landmark that tells me where I'm at, I go about roaming the woods without using the map, and that makes it a little bit more challenging, and not so much you're going to be a bushman, but you do have to have some woodsman skill. You're not crafting anything, but you do need some woodsman skills to hunt this way, as you would if you're in real life. I mean, in real life, you would have a compass. In fact, at some point, I like to play a primitive hunting scenario. And I was thinking, you know, I'm still on Leighton Lakes. At some point, when I feel like I've gone through Leighton Lakes and explored it to where I got everything I want to have, equipment-wise, and everything I want to have, skill-wise and stuff, that I would go on to some of the other maps. You know, unlike others who want to go to the other maps and hit every species and get diamonds at every species, I want to use the other maps in a different light. Like, I want to go to New England and hunt small game and hunt birds. You know, I mean, I can hunt moose here. I guess I can hunt moose in New England too, but maybe just do New England, enjoy the beauty there, and for bird hunting, and get myself, I got a bloodhound now, but to get myself one of the retrievers and learn how to hunt with a retriever, that would be fun. But I was thinking about Silver Peaks. Maybe, you know, I don't think, I'm not familiar with the map. I've never been to it, even though I now own it. Whether or not Silver Peaks has any cabin, well, I'm sure it has cabins, but if it has any roads on it. I hadn't seen any roads in Leighton Lakes, but I know in New England there are streets and stuff. You know, it's modern day. But I'm hoping that Silver Peaks doesn't have any of that, because I like to play it in a sense called primitive hunting, where I only use the simple bow and arrow, and no binoculars, and kind of like I am right now with no HUD and no informative stuff, no highlights of tracking and stuff that you have to track. And one of the things you lose, well, one of the things that's on the HUD that you lose, that I'm losing now because I am using rifles, if you have the skills for zeroing your rifle, you lose that. I mean, that's one thing I don't know how to, you can't, you know, you need the HUD for that, as far as I know. Well, the other things that you have on the HUD that take a little bit of woodsmanship without the HUD is you don't have the compass. Well, some of the things I'm going to tell you about how to deal with not having a compass may be obvious for most of you, but it's not that difficult because these trees provide a compass for you. So if you look at, I'm standing in the shadow of that tree. If I step over, you can see the tree casts a shadow, and the shadow will be south in the dead of the afternoon. And since this is, well, it's almost 2 o'clock, so in the midday it would be directly south, and then when the sun sets, the shadow is going to be cast east because the sun's going to set in the west, so the shadow will be cast east. So you can use the shadow like a compass. And you know, similar to that is, if you're not accustomed to doing that and you're using the HUD now, you can actually go into settings and turn the compass onto fixed compass, where it doesn't rotate with your body, but it's just fixed. Kind of give you an idea of how you can do the same kind of navigation. But yeah, so as long as you have sunshine, you can use the shadow. And since it is getting, sun sets in the west, it's almost east. I mean, I'm pointing myself directly south, a little bit southeast, because the shadow, actually this would be southeast, because the shadow is, as it sets in the west, will start pointing more and more towards the east. So towards the later afternoon, the shadow will be moving closer to pointing straight east. Also, even without a shadow, and we're going to have times where it's raining and you don't have any shadow at all, just find you may not be able to see the sun if it's very cloudy out, but you can usually find, looking in the sky, where it's the brightest, and then you kind of know where the sun is. And if you're using the time of day, knowing the time of day, now this is a cheat because you're using your watch, but I know it's 2 o'clock, so I know the sun's going to be in the southwest, most southwest. So we got ourselves a bugler. Sounds like possibly an elk. And it's a doe. The males have a little bit more of a grunt. Was it an elk, or maybe it was actually, I think it's a black-tipped deer. So you're going to start learning your sounds a little better. Although next time he sounds off, I will use the command to get information. Now you may choose to do away with that, because after a while you start to learn. That's the warning sound from the black-tipped deer. And, you know, even before I pulled up the little information I knew, but it tells you that's about 80 yards off. Yep, about 80 yards off. I do not have the equipment to go after black tip deer right now. I have the 243 with soft tip. Yeah, those are the free bullets, and you can take down a deer with them. I hate doing it. I really do. It'll bleed and it'll run and it'll be a mess unless you hit it just right. And like I say, I don't feel that I'm that proficient at my my skill yet on marksmanship. So the equipment I have on me is I have 22, I have the 243, and I particularly grabbed the 243 because I was out looking for coyotes, and this is the first I've had the longbow, and so I just wanted to mess about with that, kind of learn a little bit about it, but I'm really not hunting with it. And I probably need to go to do some archery training at the why can't I think this morning? You know, you go to the range and where you get your free arrows to shoot off as many as you want. So I don't know why I'm stalking this deer, but I'm just talking and giving you some things about some woodsmanship. So you can find direction by looking at shadows and understanding the time of day. Now, I don't believe that you can use the stars at night. I was looking at it last night because I've been hunting coyote, and you can't stalk coyote. You really have to, I guess, ambush them. You have to sit and wait. And so I got up at 3:30 in the morning. I went to where they feed at 4 o'clock and hung out there until for most of the morning. And I did run into a couple of them, but I still spooked them. I hung out and I spooked them. And then finally I decided, well, I got to leave there. It wasn't doing any good. And I heard one cry out, and I laid low for a while and waited for him to come back out. I think I used the little caller and to get him to come out, and he did, and he was a couple hundred yards off. But I am terrible. Is there something out there? That may be a dog. No, that was a leaf. That's definitely a dog, though. A coyote, I should say. And that's why I left my bloodhound in the kennel for the day, because I want to see if I can find a coyote. Yeah, it was a couple hundred yards off. I took a pot shot at him and I missed. So, man. You know, oh, there he is. Man, he is out there, though. You know, any little movement like this scares those things away. He's right there. Maybe I can see him with my gun. Let's go down. My gun's more powerful. I don't have the better binoculars yet, but I do have the better scope. He was right there, and he moved into the woods. So I guess this is the time I should use my caller. Let's kind of creep up a little closer. And I've watched some people who were coyote hunting, and basically they got up on a stand, and maybe that's preferable, and you gotta have to wait, and you call and you wait. I did knock out one coyote. I just need to do one more for the mission. Let's trade this in for a caller. I don't even like doing this because just messing about with your gun makes a clicking noise that, they are so keen on this stuff. So the other thing you will notice, especially in the sunshine, you see the pollen and floating around. Not a lot of wind at the moment, but that is the other thing that you lose when you turn the hut off, is you lose the wind indicator. You know, you learn that you don't need these things because the pollen is your wind indicator. So you can see the pollen is moving from behind me and moving a little towards the left, my left. So it's, unfortunately, it's going a little bit towards where the coyote is, but I think luckily enough, the cone is outside of his smell range. And, you know, I use this spray mostly when I'm doing deer, but I don't know if that scares them away when you spray. Gives you about a half hour. And I guess if it's going to mask your odor, I guess it would mask it for the coyote as well. Or they may be smarter about that. Anyway, he didn't come out. Now, so let's review a little bit about not having a HUD. You lose the compass. We talked about using the shadows of and the sunlight to tell you the direction. Even when it's cloudy and rainy, you can oftentimes still figure that out. At night, I don't think the stars help you much. I've tried at night, but most people don't know their stars. Now, I happen to know my stars because ever since I was a teenager, I've been an amateur astronomy buff, and I know all my stars, and so I can tell you direction by the stars. But I know that that's not the case for most people. So at night, you do lose the without having a compass. You do lose that. I mean, and this is only if you want the challenge of doing some primitive hunting. So here's an example where I come up on some disturbed area. And so even though I don't have the highlight of tracking, you do have the ability to see tracks when you see some disturbed grass. You can walk up to it and get the information on it. And so this particular place was where a female was an elk that walked through here. And sometimes even, you know, when it gets bushy like this, it's almost impossible to see the tracks like you would if it was highlighted and magically puffing up out of the ground. But to be honest with you, there are times where you don't have as much bush, and you can actually spot the track yourself. And I've been getting better and better at that. And of course, you know what's nice about it? By not having the before you hit the X. Oh, it happened to be a black-tailed deer. I said elk, but it was a deer. Is that after a while you start to learn your footprints. And so even before I hit the information box, I can, if I can spot, and I haven't been able to spot one in this particular long grass, but if I can spot their track, I can pretty much tell you what direction they're going to. And, well, I can exactly tell you what direction they're going to, and I can tell the difference between a deer and an elk. I can't say I know the difference between a black tail and a white-tailed deer. But, bear is easy, you know, and those are some of the easiest track, or the bear track, and the coyote track is easy too. You know what? I'm going to come over here. So you can do it. I mean, and you really, once you get skilled at it, and it actually doesn't take much to learn, the simple things like compass direction without the compass by looking at the sunlight, the wind direction, very easy, you know. The wind is coming straight from my back. And so if I point over towards that neck of the woods where I think the coyote is, he's not downwind from me. So that's good. And also the gun loadout. well, that was a piece of information that you get with the HUD, and right now, I don't know what my gun loadout is. Now, the way you can do that without the HUD, of course, you can always cheat and go like that, and I can see down on this gun, I got 2 left. And I think it holds 4 or 5. Yeah, 4. I think 4. I don't remember. But anyway, so if you need to, you can do that. You can always look at your loadout that way. Or you could just, once you put in a new magazine, it holds 4 or 5, a magazine of 4 or 5 or 10, keep count of your shots. And so, some of the things you would think about, and you would normally get used to thinking about, and in the game you get used to thinking about it. Let's go down. Probably not going to kill anything. Most of these... see, that sounds like a bear. I don't know if you heard it, but sounded like a bear off in the distance. I wasn't able to get my informational box up quick enough, but it was way off. So I know this particular video is not your typical run and shoot and get your diamond and let's fast track to the next quick travel to the next spot on the map and run and shoot and see a lot of beautiful animals getting zapped and splat and all that stuff. And I know there's a lot of excitement, and I certainly do enjoy it like everybody else does when I do hit my a nice buck of silver or gold. I don't know if I got any diamond yet in anything. I had not been too good with bird hunting, but I just went down off of the water down that way. It's actually a river, not a lake. In fact, I'll bring up the map. You can see where I'm at. Yeah, whatever this river is. And I went and I got 2 mallards down there. So, also what a woodsman would do is he would know his map. I try to limit my use of it just for gameplay, because it's now in real life I would not limit my use of it because I don't have this blinking icon on a real map. Somebody in the forum had made on the Steam forum a few years ago, I don't know if it was 4 years ago or 2 years, they made a comment about, hey, well, I wish there was a checkbox to take this icon of our self place on the map. And I tell you, I couldn't believe the response on the Steam forums from a number of forum members, or should I say gamers for the Hunter, that lambasted the poor guy because he, why would he want to take his icon off the map? Well, he does. I mean, it's a simple thing to ask for checkbox to take it off. I mean, that's exactly why I happened to be, I came across that particular post, was because that's exactly what I was looking for. As far as I know, there's no way to take it off. And so I limit my use of the map from when I'm at landmarks. Because if you were a woodsman and you didn't know where you were exactly like I do now, you would understand your boundaries with the map. You know a river is down here, and you would know a road or a trail was here. And so if you can figure out even general direction, you don't have to have exact point on the compass rose to know if you head east, you're going to run into the river, and if you head west or northwest, you'll more likely, you're eventually going to run into the trail. And that's the kind of thing to think about. And once you're on the trail, you have a landmark, and you can, in my case, open a map and see what I need to do to make it back to my tent or cabin. So just some thoughts about playing the game without, something's going on over there. Very quiet, though. Yeah, I haven't earned enough money to get the better binoculars. And, you know, the only way to do it is to do the grind. And I'm not big on the grind. But, you know, I'm trying. I knocked out a lot of deer yesterday. Or this morning. Yesterday and this morning. Just to make money. Just for the sake of the grind. And, you know, like there was a video of a hunter, a real hunter, who was reviewing these games, and he said, like, you know, most hunters would be happy just to bring home one thing a week, but this is, you know, if you could play this that way. That's what I really do enjoy this game, because you can play it that way, and but like in my case, I'm forced to knock out a lot more deer than they would normally would, or at least you would in real life, just for the sake of making money. So I can get that one last gun I want. And although I have some nice guns now, which I bought on DLC, and but you know, I still want that long range rifle, the M7, even though I have the monitoring gun pack, which gives you some powerful, one really powerful automatic. There we go. That definitely is a warning call from a blacktail, a deer. I don't know what direction. It must be up this way. I didn't see the visual clues. You know, and I imagine you could turn those off too if I want to go into. Not that I want to at the moment, but maybe some of you are actually find this particular method interesting, or challenging to go turn those visual clues off. In that case, oh great, there's a coyote, and it looks like he's way up there, a couple 100 yards away. Sometimes you have to get up on your feet and walk, because, you know, although it helps stir up the warning calls. The problem with the coyotes, once they're onto you, they take off. They get jittery. I'm finding that the coyotes are one of the hardest animals to track and kill. At least in Lawton Lakes, anyway. I think I want to get some higher ground just so I stay downwind. Since the wind is coming from up that and coming down towards from my right shoulder going past my left. I want to get up above where the coyote is, so I'll be. Actually, I'm doing the opposite. I need to stay downwind of them. Even as I'm talking, I'm saying it wrong. I need to stay downwind of them. So, and you know, I think I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna see this one, because I'm making way too much noise. Well, if he keeps barking, that's helpful. Maybe I'll slow down. Anyway, what other kind of woodsman type stuff that I didn't cover? You know? talked about navigating without a compass, using the wind to know whether you're upwind or downwind of an animal, using the pollen, using the shadows for the compass, using your head to remember the loadout, your magazine count, or you could always bring that up and look at it. Oh, I didn't mean to bring up the bow. And of course, oh, he sounds close. Very close. All right, this is. I was gonna end the video, but maybe I'll get lucky, and you guys want to see me get lucky. I'd like to see that happen. I think a coyote is a little too big for a 22. I should go to the codex and check that out. He's right in those woods, I know it. And if I try to sneak up, I'd never be able to sneak. I'm 20 yards from him now. Maybe I'm 30 yards from him at the most. I don't think it's... He's either going to have to peek out. I find it too. One time I used this for deer, and it drew a coyote out. And I also noticed, and nobody's talked about this, and maybe somebody could tell me, I'm not a real hunter, but I noticed the coyote kind of trail behind the deer. And I noticed it in the game, and I don't know if it's in real life. And it makes kind of sense that where the elk are, if they're traveling between zones, sometimes the coyote will be in the distance. I missed that. There's something going on down there. Well, he's either run off. There's some... What's over here? That's blacktail. Usually in these rocky, muddy areas, you can't see their track. Although that looks like a track right there. Oh, nope. So a coyote is a number 2. So can you use a 22 for only number 1 animal? I'm thinking just number 1 animals. I don't know if it... Yeah, it recommended class 1. It doesn't... You wouldn't use it on a coyote. So, yep. I don't... So without even going to the codex, you're able to do that right here by going there and looking at the recommended classes there. Now the bow I can use on different classes. This particular arrow is good for 2 to 6. That's pretty awesome. Wouldn't it be fun getting a coyote with a bow? For another time. Oh. There's some open space. Sometimes my best luck with coyotes is seeing them in the open, traveling through an open space. Let's give it another try. So what's it like watching somebody that doesn't know what they're doing talking through the side of their face? Because I'm so used to looking at videos of people showing off their skills and popping off animals like crazy, and it's embarrassing. But I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about some other methods of hunting and on the Hunter COTW, using a full screen without any well, not some cheats, but most of the arcadey type cheats taken away. There's actually nothing wrong with using a compass for modern day hunting, but just to talk about what you would do if you didn't have your compass on you, and it's actually fairly simple. And here's a good example too of we don't have sunlight, we don't have shadows anymore for the most part. So how do I know what direction I'm turned in? So I look at that part of the sky, and that's not the bright part of the sky. So it looks like the bright part of the sky. I got to get out of the trees, but you would look for the bright part of the sky, and that would be your in late afternoon, that would be your southwest. You'd be pointing southwest as you found the sun, or the bright area, which I think, yeah, it's actually quite difficult in the trees, but sometimes you can look at reflections off of clouds too. Well, I'm not having any luck, so let's get out of trees and maybe I can... There it is. So there's the sun. See it right there? So I am pointing southwest. Not exactly. It could be south-southwest, and as it gets later, it'd be more... It will move from south-southwest to southwest to almost west. And if the any shadows, the shadows would be pointing towards the east. Anyway, don't think there was any animals at all in this video. How often does that happen? But hopefully you enjoyed and got a chuckle out of watching a newbie do stupid things and make mistakes. And I did want, before I wanted to find some tracks to show you, but you'll see them. You turn off your highlights and you'll look for tracks and you'll spot them. So anyway, and bye for now, and maybe I'll come back one day and catch you again. Oh boy, what a beauty. And I said there was no animals, and there he is. He hears me talking and he takes off. I'm not going to shoot with the little 243. I know you can, but even if I killed him, I'd have to chase him forever. And I'm getting where I'm loving the bloodhound, and so I don't want to chase him without my bloodhound. Although I killed a couple deer last night with this 243, but the bloodhound chased it down for me. So one last laugh before I go, and so bye and catch you next time.